by introducing yourself and telling us what you teach and how long that you have taught.
I'm T.C. Kidwell. I teach middle school social studies, 7th and 8th grade, and this is my 9th year teaching.
I'm Julie Watson, and I teach 3rd grade, and this is my 3rd year teaching and my 3rd year here at St. Barnabas.
I'm Julia Beckham. I have been teaching for 28 years. I've been at St. Barnabas for 26 years, and I teach 2nd grade.
My name is Helen Heckman, and I'm a 5th grade teacher, and this is my 7th year of teaching, and all at St. Barnabas.
I'm Mary Jaffe. I've been here for 36 years. I teach science, 7th and 8th grade, and my whole teaching career has been here at St. Barnabas.
My name is Carissa Maddox. I am the assistant principal at St. Barnabas. I've taught for 10 years, and 4 of those years have been at St. Barnabas.
My name is Becky French, and I taught 3rd grade for 2 years at St. Barnabas, and then moved away and taught 3rd grade for another 2 years, and am now back teaching 4th grade.
My name is Connie Schmidt. This is my 34th year here at St. Barnabas, and I teach 8th grade language arts, and I've taught for a total of 38 years.
Thank you all. So the Archdiocese is moving towards a process that will allow teachers to move up the salary scale based on a number of factors. And all of the nuts and bolts have not been ironed out yet, but 2 of the factors that will be in place include teacher evaluations and student results. As St. Barnabas teachers, you've been involved in a similar process through the TAP program that we started in 2002. There's no longer bonus pay attached to student and teacher results, but we have integrated the key components of the process, including a strong look at student data, collaborative time, the use of a teacher coach, and adherence to a defined instructional rubric. As principals and teachers around the Archdiocese are trained in using the new domains to guide their teaching, they have many questions. So we've collected some questions from teachers at St. Mary's in North Vernon and from St. Pat's in Terre Haute. And these are questions that they have about the process of evaluating teachers and tying evaluation results and student data to pay. So 2 big areas I would like you to comment on first. First of all, how has the process of tying student data and using that defined instructional rubric made a difference to you as a teacher? You can all just jump in.
I'd like to say, just as a newer teacher, it has really helped me guide me for my lessons as far as the instructional rubric has really guided me as far as planning. I know exactly what I need to include, and so I'm real conscious of everything that I do as far as my planning. And it's actually helped me. It makes it easier than just going in there kind of blind and not knowing what my expectations are. So that's really helped me as a newer teacher.
And I would add on to Julie that I started at St. Barnabas at the same thing. My entire teaching career has been using the instructional rubric, and I feel like Julie said that it just guides my teaching. It's never felt uncomfortable to me. It's sort of like that sort of a checklist almost of these are the things that are expected and good teaching practices that I want to include every day when I'm doing my lessons and when I'm following up with students and so forth. So, and it just becomes part of who you are. And it's become part of who I am because that's how I started. I can't speak to experienced teachers.
Yeah, I got when I started here was the first year the instructional rubric was here, so I come at it from I was trying to learn how to manage my own classroom, and I found that it was very overwhelming at first, but when you break it down and those individual pieces become habits, that it makes you more organized and it becomes helpful. But it can be overwhelming when you look at all of it as one big chunk.
And when you're a teacher who's taught a lot of years, it's even more overwhelming because I like to think that I am a good teacher, but I can be a better teacher, and the instructional rubric has taught me how to be a better teacher. When I look at what my students are doing, and I know this is something I'm teaching, but they're not doing well, then I can go back to the rubric and say, maybe if I did this a different way, or how have I used the rubric to teach this? I know I'm teaching it, but my kids aren't getting it. So that's got to come back to me, and the rubric guides me in different ways that I can teach, and different ways that I can reach each one of my students.
That's what I was thinking, was that when you'll be going along in your classroom and something will start to feel kind of off, and and I'll think, well, what's going on? And if I go back to the rubric, it's kind of like my anchor. It's like, oh, well, my lesson structure and pacing, or oh, I haven't been using my agenda to the best of my ability, or maybe we need some more group work, or whatever it might be. That rubric can be an anchor to say, okay, what's going on?
I think so many of the things just become second nature. You just do it and you don't even have to think about it. And so when you're planning your lessons, you know what you need to work on, and that just becomes part of the planning process.
I think by using the standards, it's really helped me because being here for 26 years, you always taught from the book. Now you're not teaching from the book, you're looking at the standards, and those standards are helping you know what you're supposed to teach now. So standards was a big deal for me to get through and to learn those and to say, oh yes, this needs to come next, even though the book's saying this, we're going to use the standards this way.
Well, as far as my career here, I think I got into the point of teaching where if it works and it ain't broke, why should we fix it? The instructional rubric forced me to change the way I teach and get rid of some things that I thought were typical for teachers, a podium for one. I had kind of glued myself to that. And now I move around the class and I can keep track of what's going on with all my kids. Another thing I found out was, and I'm going to address the results we get back just for a second. The results we get back, along with the instructional rubric, have allowed me to focus on individual needs of students, which is what I hadn't done in the past. It was a clump of kids being addressed with the same stuff day after day. Now I look at this as individual children who need different kinds of help. And that's what this rubric and our testing results have forced me to do. And it's actually more fun. I'm having more fun every day.
And I think it's fun because you're learning new things along with the kids. When we first started the TAP program, way back when Debbie first got here, we talked about it, and change is not easy. It's really, really hard, and it was hard. But then we would pick and choose what worked for us in our environment, and by the time we were finished, we've got something that's working, not only helping the teachers become better teachers, but the students' test scores are becoming, stronger and better.